Hi everyone, welcome to part 2 of a introductory Thai class with me. I'm Chris, coming from Lillipilly in New South Wales in Australia. This is Mosquito Bay. So we're going to do something called cloud hands. This is what I just demonstrated, cloud hands or wave hands, like moving clouds. It's a commonly seen movement in most forms of Tai Chi. That comes from the Yang style of Tai Chi. There's 5 main schools of Tai Chi. Yang style is probably the most well known, and when you see Tai Chi, it's generally that one that you see. So that's what we're doing today. So let's do the first part here. So I want you to have your feet your hip width, feet straight ahead, your knees stay in line with your big toe. So your knees just not in like that or both in like that. A lot of people's knees do this. This is bad for the knee. So we want that alignment to be there. This gets the glutes already to start to control the leg a bit better, or a lot better even. And from here, I'm going to get you to think about like a string pulling you up here. So your chin tucks in just slightly. It's called an activation of the bar weight point, the top of the head here. It's a major acupuncture point. So it's like there's a lift up through here. And from this point, as if everything else is hanging from this point. So if I don't have this point activated, it looks like this. So I've got this little bit chin in, a little bit of a lift through the top of the head. That's there first. And I want you to relax your shoulders and your arms lift. So you're lifting from this part of your hand. Your arms lift, the arms are just off the lock. And as you start this move, the shoulder blades pull back a little bit first. So pull back, draw the elbows down, sitting the wrist, and sinking into your stance here. So your hands are kind of like you're holding a ball like that. So there's a concavity in the hands, but we're sitting here. So not at the side, but more at the front here. And I'm sitting so my spine is vertical. The body loves doing this, and it loves even more to do this, whereas just the axis of the body is going backwards, so the hips need to be more under the shoulders, under the head as well. So I've got that there. So the pelvis in this position has a little bit of a tuck as well. So as if I'm tucking the pelvis under that way, so the lower back becomes almost flat. The way you can test it, I think you can see this, yep. You can pop your heels a little bit away from the wall. You're bending your knees, having your back against the wall, so upper back against the wall. Pop your hand in the middle of the back. So I'm going to move my hand so you can see what I'm doing. But I'm going to tuck my pelvis under now, and you'll feel that I've got my other hand underneath my lower back. As I tuck my pelvis, I'm actually pressing, my lower back presses into my other hand. So I can actually feel that when I do this, I'm pressing it against the glass here. So my lower back presses against it. And if I tuck my pelvis the other way, there's a sway and there's a lot of space in the lower back here now. So we want to be where there's that tuck underneath and the pelvis is, the lower back's relatively flat. Okay. And if you're not used to that position, it'll feel real weird. After a while though, it feels like a position of power. It actually connects your whole body. So when you move in Tai Chi, that alignment here, it makes that when you push with the leg, move with the arm, that it feels like the whole body is being engaged. There's a lot of power, this rotational sideward motion. So if someone's standing here, there's no problem to make them move here if I've got pressure going through here. So all the Tai Chi moves are connecting to your lower back, ultimately into your feet. So we'll do this first part again. It's called the commencing or opening. So with that bit of a cord drawing up, top of the head activated, then I'll relax into the rest, into the ground. And the pelvis has got a bit of a tuck there already. And I'm lifting from the hand, just up to shoulder height, roll the shoulders back a little bit, pull the elbow down, sit the wrist, sink into the hips and knees. So the arms are just off lock, we're not locked out here. So it's nice and loose here. From here, actually we'll rep this 3 times. You just sink to where it's comfortable in your stance. So I've been doing this a long time. I can sit to here. There's no problem. Go again. bending the knees, bending the hips. So there's a bit of a bend here, like a mini squat, so we're not like this. The next part, get you to turn your hip and your torso. So the hip and torso turn as if you're turning. So my zipper here goes from 45 degree to other 45 degree there. And I'm actually letting movement come through what we call the qua here. The qua is the inguinal crease, where the leg connection goes in with the pelvis. So right through here. So if I sink low, if I stay my legs straight, this is straight through here. As I bend my knees, bend my hips, there's a crease that's formed here. So this is the qua. The lower I go, the deeper that looks. The higher I go, the more open the angle is here. So it's important that we form this part and then we start moving from here. So when I move, my knees stay still, but I'm letting this part turn. So there's a turning action going on through the hips. The torso and the hips are turning together. But most people turn this way, they're essentially turning from their ankles. When you turn from your ankles, it looks like this. See how the knees, you can see it in the way the knees move. So this is moving from my ankles. If I bring my hips and my torso back to center, it's just that. Whereas here, my knees have stayed still, but my hips have turned somewhat over here, and my torso's turned to the 45. Then I move here, so I move through this part. Hips are going this way, knees are still pointing forward, torso about 45 degrees. So we're aiming to relax in here, let this part engage. Disengage tension is probably the biggest thing to say. So we're letting this move through here. That can take a bit of practice to get. Don't be frustrated if it's like, I don't quite understand. With the practice you get that one. So from here, we've just done the arm commencing and we've sat here. You're going to bring, let's say, your right arm up this way so it comes across your body. Your hand always like you're holding a ball, so there's a bit of concavity as if there's a ball in here. So we come up, elbow lower than the wrist. We're going to turn the waist, turn the hip to 45. We're going to let this drop down. We're going to turn back to the other 45 degree. We're going to lift this up, elbow lower than your wrist, turn, let that drop, turn again. So we're like making a square motion here. The arm keeps this curve the whole time. There's a curve going right through the whole bit. So I'm not straight and kinked here. I'm not locked out. I'm not too bent up either. There's a natural curve this way. So I still keep this curve. Still keep this curve. So as my hand goes across the front, it's about in line with your belly button. And as it comes up, the hand's in line with your throat. Belly button up to the height of your throat. Good. And then we're relaxing the shoulders. The whole time the shoulders relaxed. We're not lifting like this. Shoulders dropped away from the ear. Often when you do Tai Chi, it looks like this. It's almost like your shoulders got a little secret, just wanting to tell your ear. So we keep it down. And you're letting your head turn with your body here. The knees stay in line with your big toes. Let's do the other side. So we're scooping up across the front with your left arm. About your throat height. Curve in the arm, elbow lower than your wrist. Shoulder relaxed. And we turn to the corner. Let it come down. Cross the height of your belly button. Up. Turn 45 degree. Drop 45 degrees. So I can feel this working my legs pretty well now. You may have felt that earlier. So if we go side on here, so keeping about the length of your own hand from your body most of the time. Okay, so I'll get you to have that, your left hand in front of your belly button, your right hand in front of your neck, the elbow dropped. So we're going to turn to your right this way. So both arms move, then we exchange the heights here. Turn the other way to the 45, exchange the heights. So the top hand moves in front of the bottom hand. So this one will move in front of the other one here. And we're just letting the shoulders relax. So we do this, the knees staying as still as you can. A little bit of movement's okay, especially when you're first learning this. Good, we're going to add another feature. So we're keeping this like a square. It's a bit robotic at the moment. So this time as you exchange the hands, this palm's going to turn down. Turns down, then it turns, faces your body as it moves. This hand here is going to turn palm down as you exchange. And as you move, it's going to face your body. Palm down, exchange. Palm down, exchange. Exchange positions. We're going to add one other part now. So as this arm comes up, we keep this one pulling a bit more. So it opens up a bit wider, a bit further away. Then it draws across where we were. The arm keeps opening, palm down. Exchange, then we turn. Get to where we were going to, palm turns down, exchange, let the arm open. So the idea being that when we're right in the center here, this arm is caught up, so they're both over the top of each other. Then they'll start to not be over the top of each other. Right here, they're caught up. I'm going to go side on. So there's always a bit of distance from the body. The arms are staying round all the time. Even as this arm extends out a bit, it's still curved. There's still this curve in the arm. I haven't locked it out. I'll face the other way. Okay, so that's all we learned today. I'll rep this with you now, so we'll just do those moves. So we're doing just the sit in the legs, we're not doing the stepping just yet. We'll do that for the next clip. So your feet shoulder width, hip width, straight ahead, knees in line with your big toe, pelvis a little bit of a tuck, bit of a reach, a gentle upliftment through the top of your head. And everything else sink. So the shoulder blades relax, lifting up from the hand. Get to about your neck height, shoulders come in, elbows down, sit the wrist, and we're sitting into the hips. So the pelvis has got that tuck and we're vertical. So I'm going to face around the other way. So your left hand comes up to here. The other hand moves in front of your body. and we turn, open that out. And you may be saying to yourself, I can't see through you, Chris. So I'll get you to stop there and we'll set up again. Feet hip width, pelvis tucked, a little bit of a lift through the head. And we lift through the hands. Neck height, pull it down. Sit. So I'm going to do a mirror image. So your left hand, but my right hand will do this. So the right hand starts to come up here. The other hand moves across, starts to move across. And we turn. So just how to get into this wave hands position, that's all I just did there. Let's do it again. So your right hand, your left hand comes up across the body, body turning, and this hand's going to face your belly. So my body's already just gone to the 45 degree, then I'll turn here. And as I do this, wave hands like moving clouds. There's a drifting sense in your body, the arms drifting like a cloud drifting across. Just holding a little bit of a curved structure, definitely turning your hips and waist. Otherwise we're soft in the arms, soft in the body. So I'm putting in my breathing, just put the awareness here in my breathing as I'm moving. I'm breathing into the belly. As I'm breathing out, the belly's coming in just a touch. And I'm breathing in, inflating here, then naturally let it coming back in. So there's a sense of breathing going on through this area here. So let's do that one more time. And I went through that breathing in week one, day one. So commence here. So your left hand, body starts to turn, comes up, elbow lower than your wrist, this one face you. And I'm just being aware of breathing into my belly, just comfortably. And if that feels really wrong, if it's making more tension in your body, you let it go. So in Tai Chi, deep breathing comes with just lots of practice. It just naturally happens, the way that the movements occur. It makes the fascia and the abdomen start to open, the ribs move a certain way, and the body ultimately relaxing tension from the top, out of the top of the body. So the breath can go into your belly. Doing some breathing practice can help that kickstart. But if it's making more tension in your body, you're probably putting in too much effort for one, too much force into your breathing. If it's not helping, then just let it go. The body will work its own way out how to do it. Good. And how to finish, the hand that's not on the top, so the bottom one, comes up to cross, and they open out. Pull the shoulders back, draw down, and rise up. And then relax the hands. There's a sense of relaxing to your feet. And we'll leave it there for today. We'll do the stepping tomorrow. Hope you're all well.